Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about some cozy middle grade winter book recommendations that I think you all need to read or that you need in your life. These books are a big warm hug. I really wanted to put out a video of middle grade specifically because middle grade around this time of year is absolutely perfect. They have stunning book covers and I have quite a stack to share with you all. So why don't we just go ahead and get right into it. Starting with Nutcracked by Susan Adrian. This is a new to me book and the only Christmas themed book I'll be sharing, but as you can imagine, this is centered around the Nutcracker. We have our main character Georgie, who all she's ever wanted in life is to get the main part so she can dance with the Nutcracker. And when she does get that part, every time she leaves the dance studio and leaves the Nutcracker there, she enters into this outside world of the Nutcracker and the themes that are kind of like in the traditional story. The Nutcracker actually becomes real and puts her friend in danger. I just think this is the perfect one for this time of year. I don't see a lot of Nutcracker retellings, and if you're like me and you grew up with the traditional story of the Nutcracker, I think you will really enjoy picking this one up. And then we have Winter House by Ben Gutterson, which is absolutely adorable. I love this cover so much. Basically all these covers, I'm going to be saying that. We have an orphan named Elizabeth whose aunt and uncle ship her off to this winter house hotel. She soon discovers that there's a massive library that's owned by Northbridge Falls, which is a very peculiar person that owns this hotel and the library, and she soon uncovers secrets and thinks that she's actually linked to secrets including this hotel. So this is the perfect cozy mystery, if you will. I know a lot of people are always looking for cozy mysteries around this time of year, and if you want a middle grade version, I think this is probably going to be a really good choice for you. If you guys are anything like me, anything that has a magical or library or is book related, I will pick up. So I think this is perfect, especially for us bookworms. The next book I want to talk about is the Polar Bear Explorers Club by Alex Bell. Can you not tell? This is the perfect winter middle grade read. This is full of adventure and intrigue and fun magical humor. We have our main character Stella, who goes on this expedition or adventure to the Icelands, and along the way she meets so many interesting magical creatures, pirates, yetis, even magicians and elves. So I've heard that the humor in this is absolutely phenomenal and the characters are just so fun and whimsical. I have yet to read this one myself, but I'm really hoping to get to it this winter. If you like a lot of characters in your stories, or if you're more a character-driven book reader, this would probably be a really good choice to try and pick up something that is just really carefree, doesn't have a whole lot of plot, but maybe has a little bit more fluff and fun. And then we have another really sweet, short, illustrated book called Snow and Rose by Emily Winfield Morton. I read this a couple years ago and absolutely fell in love with it. It's quirky, it's cute, it's heartfelt. The illustrations are stunning. I'm sure you guys have actually heard me talk about this book multiple times before. We have some creepy creatures and elves that these girls find along the way. We have Snow and Rose, who are two sisters whose father actually disappears and no one will tell them why, where he went, what's going on, and so they decide to take it on amongst themselves to search for him. They come across an enchanted forest, and I will leave it at that. If you love enchanted forests during the winter time, once again, lots of magical creatures. I think this one is especially great for along the younger age, like between 7 and 8 rather than older. So if you have any younger children in your household or want to give a gift to someone of that age, I think this would be a really good choice as well. And we have my personal favorite, Northchild. Can we check out the spine? Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this book. If you don't pick up any of these books, just decide to pick up one, please pick up this one, because I really actually started sobbing in the very beginning when I read this, and it started off on such a great family dynamic note, which I also love in middle grades. A really good strong family dynamic I think is really important for children to learn at a young age. And in this book we have another girl named Rose who was facing north when she was born, which supposedly means that she's going to be a wanderer, an adventurer, and not really be a family person or a family child. They're just more independent. And she ends up making this pact with a ginormous white bear who whisks her away, and she soon discovers all of these deep dark secrets, and he brings her to this castle. And it's really sweet. It's a little bit dark, but just dark enough to keep you guessing what's gonna happen next. And then of course I couldn't film a cozy winter middle grade video without mentioning The Green Glass House by Kate Milford. Another favorite of absolutely all time that I need to finish this series. A lot of people don't know that this is actually a series. In this book, our setting takes place during a very stormy, dreary night, and there's multiple guests that are stuck. There's like this lift that you have to get back down to the main town, I guess, because this is kind of like an isolated area that the hotel is. So all of these peculiar, interesting guests are showing up and staying the night, and Milo's upset because he just wanted a relaxing Christmas. Nothing going on, just wants to be lazy, you know, read books by the fireplace, decorate for Christmas, all of that good stuff. And now all of these annoying guests are showing up, and then mysteriously objects start disappearing from the hotel. So Milo and his friend take it upon themselves to find out who in the world is stealing all these objects from the hotel, because there seems to be some suspicious activity going on. So I loved this so much. There's a plot twist at the end that I didn't really see coming, and I loved it so much. And if you guys have not read it, once again, pick all of these books up, but seriously, this is a really good classic that you need to read. And like I said, we have Ghosts of Green Glass House, which is actually kind of like a companion or second book to Green Glass House, and actually this one does take place during winter. It's kind of another hotel full of strange guests, and there's another mystery involved. So if you liked that one, you want to pick up the second one because you loved the first one so much, highly recommend it. I know I'm going to be picking this one up soon as well. Another great book for this time of year is The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. I'm sure you guys have heard the name Sophie Anderson so many times, especially here on my channel. I love Sophie Anderson so much. We have a girl named Yanka who was abandoned and found in the cave of a bear when she was a baby, and she grows up in this town. She's really wondering where she came from and what her background is, and so she goes on this search, of course, to figure out who she is as a person, her history, who her family is. I know she comes across a lot of extraordinary friends on her way as well. Again, probably not a new to you book that you've probably seen around a lot on BookTube is Frostheart. We have Ash, who is this adorable, cute little boy who ends up going on an adventure with his Yeti as a guardian to try to find his parents, and along the way he discovers he has some magical powers, and so he is trying to figure out what those magical powers are as well as find his parents. I love middle grades that have adventure to them. Lots of great, funny characters, and I know this one is not going to disappoint. A book that I don't hear literally anyone talking about that I am dying to pick up is The Barren Grounds by David A. Robertson. This is a book that has been compared to Narnia, which is super cool. I'm always down for like a Narnia-inspired book. In this book, we have Morgan and Eli, who are two indigenous children that are pulled away from their communities and their families to be put in foster homes, and they end up finding this mysterious room in an attic that leads to a whole nother different world. They discover, as you can tell, a talking bear, a cute little squirrel, and I just know this is going to give me all the nostalgic Narnia feels. The next book I want to talk about is The Sea in Winter, and this is going to be a book more for my contemporary readers out there, because in this book we have Maisie Cannon, who recently suffered from a knee injury, and so she's slowly recovering from the process of that surgery, and it has been really slow slow and hard and difficult for her, and she is struggling with anxiety. All her ballerina friends are auditioning for dance recitals and she can't take part in any of that. So as you can imagine, it's gotta be really tough for a kid. Maisie and her family end up going out on a midwinter road trip, and a lot is uncovered on that road trip. I do know that this does deal with a lot of mental health, and I'm really interested to see how this plays out in the book and how it is addressed. If you guys are someone that struggles with that, or if you're just looking for a more contemporary literature book that's less whimsical than some of these, this might be one that you want to pick up. And last but definitely not least is another cozy winter mystery called Aggie Morton Mystery Queen, Perla Owl Park. Doing some research, I do know that this book is not the first in a series, but I know that it can read as a standalone, so if you're looking for a cozy winter middle grade mystery, it would be okay to pick this one up first. This takes place in an enormous manor out in the country, and everyone gets snowed in. They can't go anywhere, and one morning Aggie and her friend named Hector actually wake up before anyone else, and they find a dead body. So they decide to step up to the plate and try and solve this mystery of why someone got murdered. This sounds really interesting and really fast paced, at least for a middle grade. This sounds perfect for this time of year. Once again, snowed in with a blizzard. Well friends, that is it for my cozy middle grade winter book recommendations. Even if some of these are not new to you, I hope maybe I can convince you to finally pick some of them up. I know I'm going to be reading some of these this winter, and I hope you do too. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much and appreciate you, and I will see you in my next video.